Welcome to TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans by wrestling fans on the web today. I'm John. That's my cohort and commentary, Ashton. And this is the week in review. I'm going to say that I feel like NXT had a really decent show this week. I really enjoyed Evolve this week as well. Raw was okay, and I didn't watch SmackDown at all. I have got a lot of feelings about WWE at the moment, but you know what? I'm not going to go through those here. We can do that another time. Let's just get right into the actual content. Starting with Raw, the big thing was Seth Rollins defending the world title against LA Knight, ended in a DQ. Rollins lays out both LA Knight and Punk, who caused the DQ by going after Rollins. Then Roman Reigns came out. He also got laid out. Maybe he should have actually joined the numbers game and they could have actually had it. Bronson Reed got another Shua follow, which is confusing a lot of people, but it pops me. And so it seems like I wouldn't be surprised if Seth's next defense at Clash in Paris potentially could even be a four-way between himself, LA Knight, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns. So I'm kind of keeping an eye out on that. Yeah, just trying to think about important things that happened. Charlotte and Alexa are still your women's tag champs.
Naomi is still a fucking queen.
Yes, Naomi is still killing it. She had a great backstage promo saying, Stephanie, if she's going to come for her, she's going to take those horns and shove them so far up her behind, she's going to leave with a limp. And then she kind of, to me, it looked like a horse with like a bum leg kind of walking out. And that popped me so hard. I love Naomi so much. She's been number one on my Universal Top 10 for two Faith Fives in a row. Naomi's got all the momentum with me right now. So, yeah, brother, you're absolutely correct. Becky Lynch continues to do great stuff. Nikki Bella came out, and I'll tell you, this wasn't the worst Bella promo I heard, but Becky, I think, won the crowd over because she brought up Nikki's relationship with John Cena, which apparently still has mileage. So it seems like Becky is going to be in a feud with Nikki now, and I wish I cared because I'm really starting to vibe with heel Becky. Lyra Valkyria has told Bayley, I want nothing to do with you, so that story is also progressing. Bayley has not turned heel, which is a shock to me, but we'll have to see how that goes. And yeah, I think that's more or less the important stuff. Oh, and Rhea Ripley, I think, is continuing to spiral because we did learn next week Io is getting her one-on-one rematch against Naomi. And Rhea said, I hope you win because I want to finally be able to beat you. And then Io, with a huge smile on her face, said, Rhea, you will never beat me. And then, yeah, Rusev and Sheamus went to a double count out. That's really all the pertinent stuff that happened on Raw. Again, I thought it was a decent show. It was whatever. Do you have anything you want to say about anything on Raw that just really piqued your interest, or should we just keep moving right along?
The highlight of Raw for me every week is the women.
Yes. Women's wrestling is fucking serving. It is feeding families. It is keeping this shitty fucking company on my fucking radar because, again, if I didn't really want to just enjoy my night with you, I could have given them a real fucking earful today with recent developments. But WWE
I guess here's my thing, man. If not week in review, when else will we be able to kind of have those big discussions?
I mean, yeah, I kind of already went through it on the Discord. I don't like that they brought back Brock Lesnar. I don't like them going to ESPN Plus is seemingly going to price a lot of people out, myself included, because I'm telling you right now, I am not paying $30 a month to do fucking PLEs. I'm not. I don't want to go back to the days of TWitWoW where we had to use, third-party stuff, but like, that's insane. That is insane pricing people out like that. And I will say this, just to keep it to my most economical rant ever, if I can help it. There was one fan I saw, and I think they had it absolutely right. They said TKO's model for WWE, they want to make it like UFC, where they can do whatever the fuck they want because WWE is such a name brand value that you could put out absolute slop and people will still watch it because it's WWE. And I think they're absolutely right. Because they said this is the same thing they did with UFC. They started to really like jack up prices. They really wanted a core audience that was like financially, I guess, secure, if not just flat out wealthy. They wanted to make it look cool. They wanted it to be a higher ticket item. I was talking to my family about it today, and they were shocked because my sister even said, I always thought wrestling was more for blue collar people. And that's usually been said in the pejorative, but I've often called it affectionately like blue collar theater. They want to change that. I think we are entering, or TKO wants to enter WWE, to put it succinctly, a post blue collar era. And obviously that sickens me because I think it's part of a greater political infrastructure with this far right oligarchic fascism where poor people get to have nothing. You don't get like nothing. Like streaming services will continue to go up, so art will become more inaccessible to you. Even things that I know are a bit touchier subjects like sex and stuff with like OnlyFans and stuff like that, they love to ban that. We know part of Project 2025 is to ban porn. Now I know porn is more of a philosophically and sociologically loaded subject. I don't want to be reductive about it, but they want to like lock that out. Any source of joy for fucking poor people they want to take away. And I feel like WWE pro wrestling has been a cornerstone in a lot of like rural and blue collar communities that it's amazing the culture shock that I think TKO wants to enact. And yeah, just pandering to the far right and the Trump government and just, the misogynistic moment we're having, bringing back Brock Lesnar, which also serves that aesthetic of look at the spider, like look at this badass. Because divorcing Brock from his personal bullshit, he is a really good pro wrestler. I will never take that away from him. And I just don't like the direction the company's going. So I'm just going to stop it there. Anything you want to say about that? We can have this discussion and then just move on to talking about these shows.
Yeah, no, I basically agree with you. I mean, I was really thinking about it earlier, and I think that, like, honestly, I don't think that bringing back Brock Lesnar is even the most egregious thing that they've done this year alone. I think that, like, it's a terrible decision from like a PR perspective, but from more of like a moral and ethical perspective, I don't think that having Brock Lesnar be a part of your product is worse than having Tony Hinchcliffe be a part of your product.
Yeah, I honestly, to a point, I would agree with you on that for sure. Because I think you're right on the broader substance of the issue. I just feel like Brock is more of a messaging thing, like a middle finger, like fuck you, we're gonna do what we want. Like
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
we don't really care about your conscientious objections.
Yeah.
We don't even care really about legal objections. We're gonna do what we want,
Yeah.
and I just feel some sort of way, like about that. And really, I shouldn't even say some sort of way. I feel disgusted by it, just to really
Yeah.
put a fine point on it. So, yeah, I know I can really get going and ranting, but I'm really liking our pace. And I know I'm usually the problem. So that's all I'm going to say about it. Is there anything else you wanted to say about it?
No, no, we can move on. I also just wanted to say that I also did not watch SmackDown this week, so neither one of us watched that product at all.
Yeah.
I think
So,
that's
yeah.
probably just because we know that like Cena and Brock are on that product. But here's the thing: from what I understand, Lesnar wasn't even on the show, and they're setting up Cena's next opponent to be Logan fucking Paul.
Yeah. Yeah. Even the John Cena thing, I guess to get it back to wrestling, because the only thing I saw from SmackDown was he did team with Cody against Logan and Drew had this cool spot where he did a Claymore to Cody, and his head went through the announce table, like the bottom part of it. So it seems like Drew is going to be Cody's next opponent, and I'm rooting for Drew, but Drew won't win. So it's just, it's what the fuck ever.
Yeah.
I am also angry from a wrestling standpoint that to me they wasted a John Cena heel turn that so many fans waited like over a decade for. Just for this bull. And it was so random and it was so like out of nowhere to me. I got fucking whiplash. And I just feel like it was so haphazardly done that it just really left a sour taste in my mouth. I love John Cena, although I will say I think I did lose a bit of respect for him because if the reports are true, he advocated to want to work for Brock, and it's like, come on, dude. Like, I get that it's your retirement tour and it's important to you, but I feel like some things should matter more. But I do think John's a great performer, and the crowd clearly wants to be behind him and wants to love him, so he's able to get away with it. It's just, I know you and I are narrative fans. We love well done long term storytelling. We love compelling characters. We love compelling arcs. They could have done all that here. They could have done a slow burn where John Cena wrestles with his conscience more. Maybe more wrestlers are like, I respected you, but then you sold out kind of thing. It just happened to me so fast. Um, and yeah, I just didn't care for it. But before we really get into, I don't even know if we should talk about SmackDown or if we should just drop it this week because neither one of us watched it. So what is there to talk about? So
No.
let's just talk about NXT.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Kalani Jordan beat Blake Monroe via count out because Jordan Grace like chased her out. Um, Fuck Hank and Tank. Dark State attacked them. Maybe they'll finally win the NXT tag titles. Fucking finally. We've been
I
waiting forever
think
for that to
Dark
happen.
State is getting a tag title shot. I want to say
Heat
at
Wave.
Heatwave. Yeah.
Yeah, Heat Wave. We know Lash Legend is feuding with Nia Jax. I just really hope that Lash wins that feud. Fuck Nia Jax. Um, we know that. at some TNA event. Moose is going to be challenging Trick Williams. Cool, whatever. Also on the TNA front, I saw that Ali beat Joe Hendry this week. Super fucking stoked about that. Good shit.
We also
Um,
know that we're going to be getting an 8-man tag: Trick, Javon, Oba, and Moose versus Dark State.
that should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Also, did you catch Cutler James's little fucking cornball moment this week?
Dude, I was very attentive to NXT this week. Yeah, like right up your butt, and like everybody's looking at him like, why is he here?
Yeah, that's what we're all wondering. It's so
Yeah,
funny.
uh, uh,
That's I saw something about how that might literally be the blackest match in the history of the WWE, just because literally it's like 7 of the 8 men in that match are black dudes, and it's like, goddamn, this one fucking guy just had to ruin it, didn't he?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, Cutler. Oh,
Exactly. Other stuff happened on NXT because again, we don't want to do a point-by-point recap. So the last significant thing, I thought Sol Ruka and Tatum Paxley had a banger match this week. I fucking look. You already know, guys, how I love Sol Ruka. And to be fair, you already know how I love Tatum Paxley, but I just need to say again, Tatum Paxley is fucking built for this. I love her. I think she's grown so much as a pro wrestler. I want to see her win championships. And really, just as a fan and just because I am a mark for this type of media, when a friendship is done really well and when a romance is done really well, I know you guys, you don't really see that side of your boy very often, because I have a lot of psychological baggage, but I do. I'm a sucker for well done romances and friendship. I would love for Tatum's first title to be the women's tag titles with Lyra, but she also deserves singles hardware because she shows out every goddamn time. I love this. I love the narrative beat at the end where Ty Spears, because we don't use that other name. We already have a superior and fucking perfect Sean. Shout out Sean. Wanted to give Tatum the doll to distract Soul with because Lash and Nia are brawling, and Lash got this great spot where she pretty much shoulder blocked Nia through the barricade. I'm glad that Lash got the last big blow on Nia, and that's what we leave with. I'm really glad they gave her that.
yep.
Izzy stops Tatum, but Tatum, I guess, still gets the doll anyway, just in time for Soul to snatch Tatum's soul and get the 3 count. I thought this was a really fun match. I'm proud of both women. That women's North American title is accruing prestige with Soul holding it. And I love that she's still, all this time later, a double champion. This really cements my confidence for her in the main roster and may even cement my confidence for your hopes for her of being a WrestleMania main eventer. She is carrying the weight and she is carrying it well, man. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Soul
the
fucking
finish
Ruka,
was
baby.
really cool. I really liked the finish.
Yeah, your face is really cool. So that's something it has in common. And so now, Bud, I hate to do this to you because I still don't really have. You know what? No, I shouldn't have to do this to you because I should be able to Google an Evolve recap rather than asking you what happened on the show all the time. So Evolve this week would have been what date? It would have been what, August 4th, maybe?
How about
Today,
6th?
August 6th. I was so wrong. I'm sorry, everyone.
We opened the show though with Gintala and Callie.
This match was okay. I wanted Gintala to win. She didn't. But I get it. And now either Carmen Petrovic, because she said that we never really resolved our issues on NXT because Jordan Grace beat the fucking shit out of both of us. So and you never came back and you never found me. So now I'm in Evolve, which I think is a good place for Carmen. And I want a shot. But then Tyra May Steele rightfully is like, nah, I got next. Like, I won that triple threat. I think it was just last week, and this and that. And I want the next shot. So we know that next week on Evolve, there is going to be, a one-on-one match between Carmen and Tyra May Steele. And it's pretty much an eliminator match. So whoever wins gets closer to a championship opportunity.
Yep.
So yeah, that should be pretty cool. We then got Carly Bright versus Wendy Chu. Kendall wanted the match originally, but Carly really pleaded for it. She's like, I want to get revenge. I want to do it for both of us, whatever. And Kendall's like, well, I am a better wrestler than you, but fine. And yeah, Wendy Chu wins with her finish, the Dirt Nap, which I honestly should low-key put in consideration for my finisher of the year because I love the name and I love the submission. Wendy Chu's packaging is fantastic, man.
Yeah.
God, I'd love for her to be an Evolve Women's Champion. I just don't think it's going to happen. I really do feel like Wendy Chu is that character where it's like, we're going to build you up so well, but that's only to get somebody else over in the end. Like, we're
Yes.
going to use all the goodwill and everything that
Yep.
you've built up, all the credibility to launch somebody else. And look,
Definitely.
if you're on TV and you're getting paid, fair enough. But the thing about that is, it's like the Ziggler effect, because I think you get your own cult following and people that just want to see you with the strap. And I feel like, at least for us, that's kind of what's happened with Wendy. I can't speak for other fans, obviously. Um, then we get this weird Tate Wilder Jensen segment. Jensen is just so weird to me. He's such an anomaly. I'm like, where do you even fit in this whole scheme? But then we get a very interesting main event that I enjoyed. I thought this was actually the best Bryce Donovan has looked, and you already know how I feel about Keanu Carver because I really laid my cards out. I think during 5v5. Um, yeah, Bryce Donovan versus Keanu Carver. It was a hoss fight. It was very physical. And yeah, we know that earlier in the show, there seemed to be tension with Vanity Project because Bryce didn't even know this match was happening. And I love Jackson Drake, but I got to be honest, I'm with Bryce here. If somebody just dropped a match on me when I thought I was just going to be like kind of a ring hand, kind of a corner person for somebody, I'd be pretty fucking miffed. Because getting ready for a match, it's a whole thing. It's psychological. It's like all this stuff. And you're telling me, wait, not only do I have a match, but then when you get into the specifics of it, I have a match with Keanu Carver, who's a fucking kill. Like, he's gonna eat me. Okay, like, what are you saying to me right now? So then there comes a point in the match where the referee's distracted, Zeta, doing her part, and Bryce is like, "Get me a chair, get me a chair," and they're really slow to get him a chair. And then Jensen comes in, and he's like still jaw jacking with Drake and being like, I'm gonna be the men's Evolve World Champion. The fuck you are. And then Jordan Oasis comes in. He attacks Jensen. So that whole melee is like confusing people and disorienting them. They finally get a chair to Bryce, but it's too late. Keanu's come to, hits his finish. 1, 2, 3, beats Bryce Donovan. And important to note, that was Bryce's first loss in Evolve because commentary really put over that up to this point he had been undefeated. So in a way, he could blame Jackson Drake for costing him his undefeated streak. Uh,
Yeah, I'm really glad that you
yeah,
pointed that out because I actually did not hear that, and I did not know that this was Bryce Donovan's first L.
Yeah, bro, I gotta tell you, you know what a mark I am for Vanity Project. They were the only Evolve act in my actual Fave 5. I hate that we're seeing tension with them already. I wanted maybe like another couple months of really strong unity before cracks started to show.
Yeah.
I think personally it's too soon. Do you think I'm overreacting there? Or do you also how do you feel about cracks already starting to show with
Part of
faction?
me thinks that the cracks starting to show is still not going to lead to like a dissolution of the group. It might just lead to an individual, maybe even Bryce Donovan himself, being thrown out.
Yeah,
Maybe they ditch him and they bring in Sam Holloway to be their new heavy.
dude. Look, I like Bryce. Bryce has grown on me. I actually like where he fits in the group, but just from an all-around, comprehensive standpoint, I have to say upgrade. I have high hopes for Sam Holloway. I can't wait to see him again. And so that was essentially Evolve. In fact, I think this came from 411 Mania. I don't know if they do this weekly, but I'm gonna bookmark this and
Nice.
just be like, I'll just do this so I don't have to rely on your perfect fucking face so much. All right. That was Evolve. I think we're just going to say fuck SmackDown and not talk about it. Did you watch the AEW recap video?
I sure did. Would you like to know what my reactions were? Hello?
I said sure.
Oh, yeah, that didn't come through. I rolled my eyes several times, popped once because Stokely said something that made me giggle, and that's about it.
Perfect. I only watched MJF and Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe's a hick. Skill issue. Maybe keep on your foot on the rope next time. And yeah, I'm excited
He
for
did put
MJF.
his
And
foot on the rope. The referee literally didn't see it.
that's why I'm saying keep it on better because MJF just knocked it off. Maybe you should have had, the willpower to put it back on the rope for the ref to see it. And no, just MJF brushed it off one time and that was it. So suck less. That's pretty much my thoughts. So I think
I
now,
think that looked like it would have been a fun match, though. I like Mark Briscoe's psychology. I think he's pretty good on that front. I also like. Did you hear what Stokely Hathaway one line? The one line that he
no,
said.
no, I did not see Stokely this week, unfortunately. What was his one line?
Well, he said, "I'm short. I'm bald. I can't get no hose. I've been fighting my whole life."
Pop.
That's
Stokely is
funny.
perfect.
He's great. I love Stokely. Apparently, he's facing Cope on. He might have even faced him tonight on a collision. I don't know, but he's facing. They're having a singles match against each other.
Nice. Nice. All right. So I think now, did you do any extracurriculars this week?
Yes, actually, I've been watching old WCW stuff again. 95, like Halloween Havoc 95, actually. I'm like part of the way through that pay per view.
Nice, nice. I don't think I did any extracurriculars this week, and honestly, even if I did, I don't really. There's nothing really to talk about. So let's open up the forum for questions. Anybody, your questions about this week in the world of wrestling, hit us with them. Okay, Caster Sales. Do you think Jacob, Braun, and Gunther will eventually wrestle Brock? That's a great question. I have no idea the nature of Brock's WWE deal. But if it is like even a 1 year contract, I could definitely see Gunther. I think Gunther is like
Hmm.
a money match in WWE's mind. Brock versus Gunther. Gunther's a definite. Braun, maybe only because he's with Seth's faction right now and he's working more heel. Jacob will be my only no. I don't think Jacob and Brock will cross paths. What about you, bro? When you look at these three people?
I just think one of the three, but not more than that. And I would bet my money on Gunther being the one, but I could see it being any of them, honestly.
Interesting. I think you and I, yeah, I most strongly agree with you about Gunther. Again, I give Braun a maybe. I don't want to dismiss that, but Jacob's my only hard no.
Truthfully, I think Braun is the least likely out of those three just because of how much shorter he is than Brock. It would probably be like a, damn, this dude got exposed as a short king type thing.
Sir Blue, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even really want to dignify your quote unquote question with a response, but I will anyway because we're just killing it on time. You said, who gave CM Punk the right to screw LA Knight out of the title? He literally saved LA Knight from getting his skull caved in. And you know, I don't even really care for Philip. I think he's an old fart and just needs to get out of the way. But yeah, you know, it happens. It's pro wrestling. Get ready for a fatal four way, a clash in Paris again. That's my personal prediction with the World Heavyweight title. Now let's move on to Foster.
Bro,
By
I
the way,
can't
Foster,
believe that Roman literally waited until after Punk and Knight were beat the fuck down to come out to try. Like, bro, are you bad at math or are you a bad friend or is it a little of both?
I would respond to you if Sean already didn't have the perfect response to you, where when he said, and it's too far to scroll up, but he more or less said he would do the same thing, wouldn't you? And I'm like, you know what, Sean, respect, pop. So Foster, let's get to your question. Do you guys think Dark State being involved in the world title story again is just a coincidence? I know that it's been speculated that Dark State has a leader, and it's being more and more speculated that like is Trick that leader. I'm not taking that off the board. I am just going to say coincidence, though. Part of me even wonders if NXT knows what they're doing with Dark State. If I'm just being real with you, Foster.
Dude,
So I am
same.
going to say coincidence. You're the
Yeah,
same way?
well, when you say that you're not sure if NXT knows what they're doing with it with the faction, yeah, like I definitely sign on to that sentiment. I really hope that there isn't some like big reveal of someone who is leading the faction from the shadows because I like Saquon Sugars on the mic too much for someone else to take over as the group's mouthpiece.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So I hope that it's just the four of them and Sugars is the de facto leader. I'm super cool with that.
Yeah. Let's see here. Cash Sales. What do you think of the abrupt end of the relationship between MJF and the Hurt Syndicate? I will take the lead on this one because I've actually been watching a lot of like the Hurt Syndicate and MJF stuff. I know some people think that it's a work in the sense that they're feigning tension with MJF so that they can have his back when he does go for the world title, either with his contract or if he just goads Hangman on a page into that match. I don't know though because I believe MVP. He's always been loyal to Bobby Lashley. And when he says, I'm hoping you fail to win that world title because if you do, Lash is coming after you, I think he's telling the truth. So as far as the abrupt end of it, I mean, I don't mind it because I like Hurt Syndicate as is. Again, I like that they're APA-esque, where it's like maybe that they're more heel-coded fundamentally, but they'll do business with anybody. Again, Cope leased out their services, I think, just last week.
Yeah.
So I do like it. MJF being a part of it. Look, MJF was on my fave five. He is a guilty pleasure for me, very similar to Dominic Mysterio, but I don't think he has the comedic chops of like say Owen Hart in the Nation of Domination. Like I don't think it's a 1-to-1 mapping on. I don't think you really captured it exactly. So I don't think it's a loss, MJF no longer being a part of the group. I just think, it's AEW again. Maybe it's frantic booking. I don't know. But I think they've got something in Hurt Syndicate, and I just wouldn't tinker with it too much. Um, Super Blue, how do you feel about Ali needing his whole faction to beat Joe Hendry? I think Joe Hendry should suck less. Maybe if he made friends in the locker room and he knew how to actually use his numbers, maybe he'd be more successful. You can't blame Ali for being resourceful. That's what being a leader is. And I know that Foster's got my back on this because I know him and I are so united on Ali winning that world title. And, when you've got two handsome people saying the same thing, can you really be wrong? I don't think you can. And if you can, I don't really want to fucking hear it, to be honest. So, yeah, that's my verdict on the matter. Maybe, again, Joe Hendry, skill issue. Get numbers, get good, suck less. Super Blue, do you know Gunther is injured? I did not know that, but it's good that they kind of wrote him off. And I'm going to be very interested how, and you're absolutely right, Foster, as per usual. God, I love you, because he said Ali did nothing wrong. I'm going to be interested in how they reintegrate Gunther into the product. So that's going to be very intriguing. Maybe they'll even wait for Brock to get done Cena, and then they'll bring Gunther back, because Gunther should, I think, be treated as a higher ticket item as well, honestly. I think him getting a break will actually be good for his overall stock and appeal, because it's fucking Gunther. And I'm not saying he's been normalized. I still think they book him very compellingly. Even though I think you're 100% right in how he's coded in WWE as a glass cannon. So yeah, I think time off will do him good on a myriad of fronts.
Wait, time off? Who's getting time off?
Gunther, because the question was, did you know Gunther is
Oh,
injured?
right.
Yeah. So, let's see another question. No questions yet. So, guys, if you have any more questions, wait. Actually, Foster did ask a question. I just missed it because there was no question mark at the end of it. Who should Tavion get to even the odds against Chelsea and Ethan? Ren, obviously. I think he should fall back on his friendship with Ren. They didn't stop being friends. They just stopped being in the same faction. And I like the writing is treating that as two different things, because it is two different things. And so, yeah, I think Tavion's just going to get Ren to help. I mean, do you agree with that, or do you think he might
I
find another
certainly
woman?
hope that that's the case. Yeah, that would be great. I love
It
Ren.
would be hilarious if Ren pinned Chelsea. And then, even Charles is kind of looking at it like, she just pinned a former women's United States champion. Does she even need me anymore? And, that just kind of feeds his complex. So
Yep.
that would be the way that I would go. And Chelsea is so selfless. We've even heard her on WWE Unreal. It's like, if I'm on TV, I'll do anything. Okay? So, I'll put over whoever you want me to put over. I love her. Chelsea is a fucking icon. Future women's world champion. If the universe has any kindness left in it, it will give me that. So that's my question there. Any other questions, guys? Going once.
I know I saw Alex say that Ali did nothing wrong.
Yeah, and I already acknowledged that was perfect and correct. Like his fucking face. And like nature was for helping him exist. So going once. Going twice. Going 3 times. Closing the gate. All right, high spots, low shots. My low shot is going to be Tatum Paxley. Love her to death. Had a banger fucking match, but did not capture the Women's North American Championship. Her goal of being a title holder is still eluding her. Who is your low shot?
My low shot, and I'm stoked to be able to say this, is Cody Rhodes, because he failed to recapture the WWE title this past Sunday, and that's part of this week. And now he's got to deal with the Scottish psychopath.
He beat John Cena at SummerSlam.
Wait. Oh, fuck. I had it in my head that Cena retained in that match. God damn it. All right. Well, then, you know what? That makes it even easier, because then my low shot is John Cena, because he lost to Cody, got F5 by Brock, and now he's feuding with Logan Paul. That's actually worse than the universe where Cody lost that match.
Dude, I feel like we totally had a Striker Cole moment. He's free. He's fired. You're
I'm
right.
sorry.
I'm sorry. You pop me though. Honestly, memory hole pop.
No.
So high spot for me.
I guess that's what I get also for not watching SmackDown this week.
You know what? That is fair. That is fair. My high spot, honestly, I'm gonna go Naomi. She
Love
retained at SummerSlam against two of the best in the fucking game in Rhea and Io Sky. So yeah, and she had another great segment with Stephanie Vaquer where she popped me. She's one of, if not the best thing on the product. I think you can make that argument of her being the best thing. She is great. She's cooking on all cylinders. she's everything right with the world, and I love her. So she's my high spot. Who's your high spot?
Honorary high spot to Stokely Hathaway because he popped me this week. Actual high spot to Soruka for that retention.
Yeah, brother. God, your face is magnificent, as is her existence. We're done, people. That was a record-setting fucking week in review. Leave a like as you file out. Subscribe. Click the bell icon for notifications so you miss anything that we're going to check out everything we're involved in the search box. Follow us on Blue Sky and Twitch because we are the best wrestling podcast in all the IWC. And we will see you again Monday. I believe we agreed at 5, brother, for more Monty Gold content.
No, we only have 5 matches, so we can go 6.
So we did say we'd get away with 6. Okay, I apologize. Monday at 6, everybody, for Monday Gold content. And then, yeah, we will see you guys after that, just as far as Joshi coverage. I think Thursday to finally cut into Stardom. It's going to be very interesting, the first card that we work
I
out.
figured that there was a genuine chance that we might be live with Marigold on Monday and Tuesday, and then Stardom on Wednesday and Thursday. Just
You know what? You're right about that. You know what, man? You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to say most definitively Monday at 6, and then we'll play it by ear for those that attend. And we'll say the schedule then. So, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be good to yourselves and each other. Tune in. Peace out.